Hello, welcome to Radio ASMR. You're in a safe place. Relax, breathe. This is the third video in my 4-part series on marriage. If you haven't listened to parts 1 and 2, I encourage you to start there and then come back to this one, because the first 7 greenlights are revealed in those 2 videos. In this video, I'm going to dive straight into the rest of the greenlights, to use Matthew McConaughey's clever term. Plus, I will share with you potential solutions to the 6 most common marriage pitfalls. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Greenlight number 8. Be kind to each other. Often we are kind to people in general, but not so much with those closest to us. It's simple, but effective. Be kind. Number 9. Accept each other. Accept your husband or your wife just the way they are. After all, isn't that the person you fell in love with in the first place? Acceptance and understanding are vital. Number 10. Respect each other and treat each other as equals. Why do we speak to our bosses and teachers with respect, but not those we claim to love? If you both work, then share the household and children duties. That's respect. Also, speak well of each other. To a lot of women, when their husbands speak of them to other people and call them the wife, it can be taken as an insult. So speak well of each other. Number 11. Be supportive and encouraging. Compliment each other. Affirm and praise each other regularly, honestly. We face so much criticism and negativity in our daily lives, at work, in the news and social media. So make your home a haven of peace and joy and positivity and kindness. Number 12. Don't take each other for granted. Really appreciate and be grateful for each other and say thank you often. You know, I was just thinking that in this time of COVID-19, I guess a lot of couples must be struggling because they're spending a lot more time together than usual. At the same time, though, there are so many people out there who are single and alone. And just to be able to get a hug, or 10 hugs every single day, and to be able to give hugs, it's special. It's something we shouldn't take for granted. So be grateful for each other. See each other as the beautiful, unique, special person you both are. And be present in every moment with each other, as if it's your last. Make it count. Number 13. Really listen to each other. I'm going to repeat that because that is important. Really listen to each other. Number 14. Be willing to compromise. Put your spouse before yourself. Number 15. Be quick to forgive and to say sorry. In my relationship, my husband has taught me this. He almost always apologizes first. I'm working on letting go of my pride and making that first move, even in those times when I'm not the one in the wrong. It makes a big difference. Number 16. Remember, we are all human. We are going to make mistakes and let each other down and disappoint each other. So be patient with each other and just think, If your spouse were perfect, not only would life be boring, but their expectations of you would be extremely high. So don't put each other on a pedestal, but believe the best of each other and see the best in each other. And if you're a Christian, trust in God to mold them and you into better people in His time. Number 17. Gary Chapman's book, The 5 Love Languages, gives incredible insight into how we give and receive love. There are 5 different ways in which we communicate or show or accept love, namely words, gifts, actions, physical affection, and time. If you take the time to discover which of these you speak and which ones your spouse speaks, your relationship will soar. For example, my husband tells me 50 times a day that he loves me. Words are his love language. He responds better to words than to the other 4 love languages. However, my love language is physical affection, kisses and hugs. So he knows now that showing me affection speaks louder than any words he could say. And I know that the more I tell him in words how much he means to me, rather than showing him with hugs and kisses, the better our relationship is. Before I continue with the rest of the Greenlights, I want to just recap very quickly the 6 most common pitfalls of marriage, and then I'll give the potential solutions to each one, which are Greenlights in themselves. So the 6 common pitfalls are boredom with each other, money issues, loss, not prioritizing time with each other, criticisms or negativity, and a lack of intimacy. Solutions, or the suggestions to combat each one. For boredom, do you remember the person you fell in love with in the first place? Think back and remember what attracted you to them. Focus on those attributes again. Now have a look at them again. What's changed? How have they changed over the years? For example, my husband, on my perfect husband or perfect man list of traits that I created in order to give an excuse never to marry again, I had he has to play the piano. And that was the only box my husband did not tick before he became a husband. And about 7 years ago, I think it was, although he didn't play a musical instrument before that, about 7 years ago he picked up the guitar, and now he plays acoustic and electric guitar, and he loves jazz. So it's exciting to see what's different about them and what you fell in love with them for in the first place. Start making new memories together. Laugh, live, enjoy each other's company. Make sure that your spouse is also your best friend and confidant. Even if you are complete opposites, and very often this is a blessing because you can introduce each other to different things. But even if you are opposites, you will be able to find common ground. And you can spend time in this area rekindling the romance. Have fun together. The second common pitfall is money issues, and this is a big one. And a potential solution to that is budget. And don't live outside your means. If you're a Christian, trust in God's provision and tithe. This is so important. I'm not going to go on about this at all. Budgeting, tithing. Just trust me on this. Look into, there's a website called moneysavingexpert.com. Martin Lewis is a financial expert, and I go there for everything. relating to money. He is a godsend, and that is where you can find a budget as well to tailor to your needs. The third pitfall is loss. This is a hard one because often when couples suffer a loss of a child, for instance, there is the tendency for them to isolate from each other and then separate instead of finding consolation in each other. I honestly don't know how anyone gets through all the pain and suffering in this world without God. For Christians, God is our comforter, our healer, is all we need. No one understands our pain better than the one who gave up his own son for a world that rejected him. So I would definitely say for loss, a solution would be counselling, but ultimately God. And find consolation in each other. You're both going through the same thing, even though you are reacting to it and feeling differently about it. But you have this in common, and you are there together for a reason. The fourth pitfall is not prioritizing time. This is a simple pitfall to avoid, in theory. Just make time for each other. Prioritize everything, work, hobbies, everything around your relationship with your spouse. But in practice, in this uber fast-moving world, it takes a bit of work. So I'm going to tell you what works for me. Many will balk at this, but it works. And here it is. Put your spouse second in your life. You heard me. Not second to you or work or anything else, but second to God. Please don't misunderstand. I didn't say second to the church or a religion or your ministry. I said your spouse should have second priority and God Almighty should have first. It's the only thing that works, and it's for your benefit. See, in my marriage, my husband is someone I can't imagine doing life without. I am grateful for him and I love him intensely. But God, my Heavenly Father, is my first love. He is my Lord and King, and He takes top priority. He is my strength and joy and peace. All I need is in Him. And my husband feels the same way. He puts God first and me second. Family third, and his job, or my career, our ministry, everything else all follows after this. No other way works quite as well. If you prioritize your spouse above God, you will be disappointed. Your joy needs to be in a source that is 100% certain, 100% of the time. And only one person fulfills this criteria, and that's Jesus Christ. There is no relationship on earth that will ever come close to the one I have with my Lord. And I'm grateful my husband feels the same way. The closer we get to God, the more time we spend with Him in prayer, reading His love letter to us, the Bible, just being quiet in His presence, the stronger our marriage becomes. In the Bible, in Matthew 11, verses 28 to 30, it says, "Are you tired, worn out, burned out on religion? Come to me, get away with me, and you'll recover your life. I'll show you how to take a real rest. Walk with me and work with me. Watch how I do it. Learn the unforced rhythms of grace. I won't lay anything heavy or ill-fitting on you. Keep company with me, and you learn to live freely and lightly." Don't you love that? That's Jesus speaking, and that's the Message translation of the Bible. I love that he says, learn the unforced rhythms of grace. What a way to live. Pitfall number 5 is criticisms and negativity. I've already mentioned this green light. Be encouraging and supportive. Make your home a haven so your spouse will look forward to coming home each evening. Don't give them a reason to stray, an excuse to stay at the office or out alone with friends. It's easy to be negative and to criticize. Being positive and cheery and encouraging takes a bit of effort, but the results are worth it. More green lights for pitfall number 5 is leave the past in the past. Criticisms and negativity have such a big burden. If you leave the past in the past and don't bring it up and live in the now, it's hard to be critical and negative. Deal with it, forgive, and forget. Another green light for pitfall number 5 is pray. Pray alone and together. Pray for each other. Talk to God about your issues. Don't complain to others about each other. Remember, we are all on different journeys. If you're a Christian, trust that God knows what He's doing and His timing is always perfect. And pitfall number 6 is lack of intimacy. Make time to rediscover each other. Have fun with each other. Really appreciate your body, what you have. Be grateful for every part of your body that's there and in working order. Confidence is sexy and beautiful. Fake it till you make it. The confidence, that is. So those are the 6 most common pitfalls and the green lights pertaining to them. And that's where I'll end part 3. Please join me for part 4, the final video in this series, where I'll share the rest of the green lights for marriage. And if you click the subscribe button, you'll get a notification once the next video is available. Until then, take care of yourself and be kind to each other. God bless you.